Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about the Saturn Ketu conjunction and how it affects each of the signs. This is the long conjunction of 2019. What are the dates and how it affects you? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and I'm talking about the long transit of Saturn Ketu in 2019 and how it affects you, and finally, what you can do about it and help yourself to deal with the conjunction. So basically, Saturn Ketu, I've talked a lot about it in various videos, the 3 crisis points of 2019, and also with the Ketu transit in Sagittarius, Rahu in Gemini. So I put the links at the bottom. You can read those as well. But the thing about Saturn Ketu is that this is a rare and long conjunction. Normally, when you have Saturn Ketu, it's a few days long. There's some minor crisis and it goes away. But the main thing about this transit is that Saturn Ketu continue to be with each other, same degree from for a long time, from May to September, and almost really into October. So this is a long period for tight conjunction to take place. Therefore, we are all being cautious and careful about it. And it's very easy for things to erupt suddenly and to suddenly create unexpected energies. Now, one positive aspect you could say is that Ketu is in Parivartana Yoga with Jupiter. So he's bringing some of the guru's influence, some caution, wisdom, correct thinking because of that Parivartana Yoga as well for most of the time. But it can also but we should still be cautious about it. So what are the basics about this transit? So according to Vedic astrology, when 2 planets are in one sign, they are in conjunction. But in practice, you see, the tighter the conjunction, the better the energy is. So what we are seeing is that Ketu is going to change signs and come into Sagittarius on 6th of March. I just get the correct date. Yeah, 6th of March. And it is going to be still in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra. And Saturn is in Purva Ashada. Saturn is coming towards Ketu, but they are in what I would say a loose conjunction at that time. But we should make a note of this because that's when the start of the situation happens. And don't wait till the crisis point happens. And then Saturn keeps on moving forward in Purva Ashada till it reaches 29 degrees, 26 degrees and 39 minutes. It doesn't go into Uttarashada and it retrogrades from there on 29th of April. So Saturn retrogrades and Ketu is about 27 degrees at that time, but has not come into Purva Ashada. And then on 8th of May, Saturn Ketu are now officially totally together. And 8th May onwards, you'll see that they are within 1 degree of each other, retrograding back all the way up to 18th of September. So this retrograde continuous conjunction is extremely rare. Even we as astrologers have not seen this. And therefore, there's one has to understand and also watch it as how it unfolds. And then on 18th of September, finally, Saturn goes direct and he slowly starts moving away. Now, when Saturn goes direct, he's extremely slow moving. So hardly there will be much movement. But by about October, Saturn will be past the Ketu, and they'll be separating, and Saturn will then move out of Purva Ashada, I think around December only. And then Saturn will leave Sagittarius on 24th of January. And Ketu is still in Sagittarius. So the loose conjunction is there. So what we are really watching as a major energy point is between May to September, when they are tight conjunction. But before that, we are being cautious and careful because there's a lot of other energy, and the Saturn Ketu is coming together. So, the root is lying in March, when Ketu changes signs, and then we have another important day in April, 29th of April, and then 8th of May. And then, as I've talked a lot, that 14th of June is very complicated because that is when Mars is opposite with Rahu and Saturn Ketu. And then they finally split up in October, and they're going their separate direction. So one of the things is that all of us are dealing with it. It's mostly you'll see number of world energies, and the leaders should be better to err on the side of caution. But Ketu can be X factor, hidden factor. It's headless. So Ketu's result is very difficult to predict. And the same thing is that Saturn makes you face your music. He doesn't let you off lightly. So this Saturn Ketu, Ketu is looking at more spiritual things, but Saturn says, do your job, face your music, deal with situations. So I would say that the best remedy for Saturn Ketu is firstly to do whatever project you have, take your responsibilities seriously, work through them, and don't think I'll leave it for another time. And Ketu is making you think more spiritually. So study spiritual things, study Jyotish, Vedic astrology. This is a great time to do that. Through YouTube, you can study through, proper schools as well, but YouTube has a lot of information as well. So you can look at that. You can read yourself spiritual things, think about that. So use this energy properly, because it's an intense energy and it demands some effort from you. Always malefics, they want you should make effort, and therefore don't take it casually. And as far as remedies is concerned, karma yoga, giving something back to society is an excellent remedy. You can do donation of time, money, if you have. You can do puja, japa for Saturn, Ketu. Saturn's deity is Lord Shiva. Ketu's deity is Lord Ganesha. So you can do prayer to them as well. So how is going to affect you? So let us start with all the signs. And here you want to see your moon sign as well as your lagna. Also look at the video I made for Jupiter Ketu Parivartana Yoga as well, which is happening side by side. So a lot of complex energy that everybody is dealing with, and so be conscious of it. So for Aries, you have to also check how Mars is doing. But this Ketu Saturn conjunction is taking place in the 9th house. So 9th house is the house of study. So knowledge, it could deal with father, guru. These are the main things. And certainly respect your gurus, respect your parents, father. Study, very good remedy for you. Dig deep into situations. Doing japa and mantra as well for Shani and Ganesha will be helpful for you as well. Taurus, Saturn Ketu in the 8th house. This is Ashtama Shani and with added Ketu. So they can be a very unsettled energy you feel. Again, watch out for how Venus is behaving. Venus is not in any of this drama except for July. So keep an eye out on my monthly newses as well. And, be on top of the situation. But there can be some change, unexpected energy. And as Taurus, you hate unexpected energy. And you have to see what your exact degree of your ascendant or moon sign is. We look at Gemini, Saturn Ketu in the 7th house. So relationships definitely need extra work. Face responsibility, be truthful there. There are some issues that you're struggling with, and don't try to resolve them this year, because this year the resolution is not there. Wait for next year, and then keep very truthful, very concerned, very much focused on it, but be careful of making big changes. For Cancer, all this is happening in the 6th house. 6th house is a good transit for Shani and for Ketu, but it can bring work, responsibility, watch out for health. So for Leo, Saturn Ketu are in the 5th house. So children can bring some obstacles for you. And 5th house also a house of luck and good opportunities. So you may feel that some difficulties you're facing. And it would be good to think about the deities. And Ketu is Lord Ganesha, Saturn is Lord Shiva. Do some mantra japa as a remedy. That will be very useful for you. Virgo is Saturn Ketu is in the 4th house, home, happiness. It's quite a lot of pressure. You may feel very unsettled and doing things, unsure about what is happening. I think watch out for 14th of June, when Mercury is also involved with these planets, around 14th of June. But I think that, you may feel unsettled and unhappy. And don't make yourself over unsettled. Try to keep your feet on the ground and watch the transits of Mercury as well to see what are the timings that Mercury is disturbed, so that you're aware of it. Then Libra, Saturn is in the 3rd house with Ketu. Saturn Ketu, this is a good house. 3rd house is generally a good transit for them. But there's something to be conscious of. Saturn is saying be cautious. Ketu is being more spiritual. So try to do both, do something more alternative, different, because the 3rd house is house of enterprise. So don't think that you have to do one thing. Do your work, your responsibility, but also do the Ketu stuff, spirituality, philosophy, higher mind. All those things will be good for you. Scorpio, Ketu is Saturn Ketu are in the 2nd house. So 2nd house is house of finance, and be cautious of it. And I think Saturn especially is good at restructuring finance. And also, Ketu is there. Ketu is not that concerned about money, but Ketu will make you ignore your financial responsibility. So I should say that be conscious, save money instead of spending it, and be very conscious in investments as well. And then we come to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the one who's having the most difficult time, because Saturn Ketu are there, and Jupiter, the Lagna Lord, is in the 12th house. So there's a lot of effort with little reward, but reward will come. Don't worry about the reward. Do what you have to do. Make life simple. Take your time. Don't rush into things. React to situations rather than act. Keep your monies, save your money, save effort. But at the same time, we have to live our lives. So don't stop living it, but don't make big plans for this next year. And things will soon pass. Often Saturn is always about karma yoga, giving back. Ketu is philosophy, spirituality, going towards those areas. Now, Capricorn again is dealing with a little bit of a difficult energy, because Lagna Lord is in the 12th house. And 12th house is very activated. So 12th house is moksha bhava, but it's also vyaya bhava. Vyaya means expenses, and moksha is self-realization. So you can think about spiritual things, higher mind, karma yoga, giving back to society, charitable work, but also, don't expect big returns this year, but make your effort and think, okay, whatever I'm doing is worth something, and don't feel frustrated by it. But definitely watch your finances and be very careful with what you spend, and keep something in the background. That is very important. Don't spend all your money there. Then Aquarius, Saturn Ketu 11th house. That's always a good transit. So Aquarius can get many opportunities, good stuff. They are always alternatives. So Ketu is encouraging the alternative aspect, but don't ignore the responsibility. And definitely financially, you can have opportunities from two very diverse areas of life. And that is good to see. And finally, Pisces, Saturn Ketu in the 10th house. And 10th house is about career. So there may be changes in career, but don't feel that all negative changes, but restructure your career, focus on responsibility, focus on something more spiritual as well. Pisces are anyway spiritual too. Now, overall, this is not an easy transit for everybody. So we all have a responsibility for not being impulsive in 2019, to take care, to take decisions carefully, and not rush into things, and generally err on the side of caution. That is the main thing. Keep your mind busy through study, through work responsibilities, through karma yoga, all the good things you can do. And if there are crises and difficulties, then it's more important to do good stuff. Be truthful, be clear about what you mean. And then little bit, all of us will have little bit or more, depending on what your dasha is, what your other quality of your chart is. We all have to deal with. So be prepared for that as well. All the best. Do check out my website and all the newsletters, and of course, like my YouTube channel, because I'll be giving a lot of information as we go along. All the best.